live on
Hello, chaps. We are live.
some really great.
Hello, chaps. We are.
Got some really great feedback there. We are live on the Next Generation Role Model Show. Welcome. We have on with us already here, right next to me, Sienna Grajski, who's an 11-year-old model. She lives in New York. And I'm excited to talk to Sienna today because she is also a big hero and fighter for animals. She loves animals. She's very interested in taking care of the environment. I know she's been modeling since she was really young. And she is actually an American Humane Ambassador. So we're really excited about that as well. Sienna, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Glad to be here.
Very good, very good. So we are live across Twitch, Facebook, Twitter for Periscope, and Instagram, YouTube. And Sienna is going to chat a little bit about her career and how she loves to help people and animals. So Sienna, let's first let you chat about your career. Like, when did you first want to be a model?
So I was first a model when I was 8 years old. My mom had been a model, so she wanted to let me try it. And I was pretty excited. You know, I was just a kid, and it was pretty much everybody's dream to be a model. So I went up to New York during the summer because I used to only go to New York summers. Now, of course, I live here. But then I went to the New York Model Agency, and I went there. We kind of did an audition to get me in, and I realized I was in modeling. And it has been really fun since then. I've gone on a lot of auditions, done jobs. It's a really great agency. It's gotten me a lot of things, and I'm really grateful to be there.
That's brilliant. That's great. And do you love living in New York and modeling there?
Yeah, a lot of the jobs are here, although one of them I did was Macy's, was in Miami, and that was lucky because I was in Florida at that time, and she was in Miami. But it's really great living in New York. It's a little bit with the pandemic, you know, everybody's wearing masks, so I don't really like that part of it, but that's pretty much everywhere, but it's really good here.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. And you're obviously building a substantial fan base and following, particularly on Instagram. How do you intend to use your platform to give you hope, to help inspire others and give hope to the next generation?
I just want to raise awareness about a lot of things, about animals, about people, and I'm not really sure what I'll do with it yet. But I think right now I'm just gonna do modeling, but maybe later if I turn 12 or 13, I'm going to try to use it to change something. Although I'm not really sure what I'll focus on yet. There's a lot of things I could, and I'm trying to do my best to help whatever I can right now too.
Very good, absolutely. And of course, it's a busy time, what with your career and trying to help charity work and so on. It takes up a lot of time. So yeah, I understand. You just have to do it when you can in between jobs. Let's talk a bit about social media though. You obviously have, your biggest following is on Instagram. You have like almost 90,000 followers, I think, on IG, which is awesome. How has that impacted your career, obviously, as a model?
It's impacted my career. I've had to do a lot of photo shoots that aren't necessarily jobs to post on my Instagram. A lot of those photos aren't exactly jobs, which is photo shoots. Some of them are they're actually modeling, but a lot of them are more that I scheduled for myself to do and to post on social media. I've met a lot of great new modeling friends. One of your next gen role models, Raven, I think. I know, and I just, it's good. But yeah, it's good to have all those followers, and it's just really fun to post every day and, you know, respond to comments and stuff. It's really nice.
Yeah, because you get to keep in contact with people, and that's the nice thing, isn't it? You're staying in touch with people and they're seeing what you're up to. What advice do you have for other kids who are starting out and perhaps want to be a model?
If you want to be a model, I want you to know that you don't have to be tall. I was kind of tall for my age, and you don't have to be tall to be a model. You can be whatever you want. You don't have to like be the prettiest girl in the world, the prettiest boy in the world. You just have to be confident. You should practice your model walk. You should practice walking. You should have good posture. And you should just scope out which agency you think would be good for you. Not necessarily the best one. If you think you might want to start out with a smaller one first, and then move along. And don't be stressed out if you're not getting any jobs. I didn't get any jobs for a couple years, but it's still good to go on auditions. Like, don't skip the auditions; they're very important.
That's great advice. And that's a lot of advice there. You don't have to be tall, folks. Don't be under the impression that you have to be tall to be a model. And you might not work for the first couple of years. Same as Sienna. And now she's obviously doing these big jobs. So that's excellent. That's really helpful. What about agents and managers? What about those kids who perhaps want to get in the business, but they think, oh, I haven't got a manager or an agent. Do you think they need one for modeling?
I think for modeling, it's pretty good to have one. And a lot of times it's fairly easy to just go and schedule an appointment with one. But there are lots of websites where you can sign up and you can get called for open calls, but there's less of a chance that you will be selected. So I think it's more important to have an agent for modeling and not necessarily acting. For acting, there's a lot of open call sites, which would be better instead of trying to look for an agent, because acting agents are very selective, but modeling agents will usually take a lot of people and then see how it works out.
There you go. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about peer pressure or negativity in the industry, because there can be a lot of that. First of all, there's jealousy. And obviously, as an actress, I've known that for a while, and people tend to be very jealous of people who are able to work in this business, because it's not easy to necessarily work in, as you've talked about. And then other people just might be very critical, or you might have comments on social media of people, who are, trying to just troll on comments and say, negative stuff or whatever. How do you cope with that? And do you have any of that?
A lot of times it's just people teasing me for being a model. I moved to a new school and actually I'm having really good time there. No one's really bothering me about it. I'm grateful I have the social media following, but a lot of comments are not exactly negative, but they're basically saying that I don't deserve all this. But I think I've worked pretty hard to do this. And anybody can do this, and it's okay if you don't make it. Maybe you can try another industry like acting, but I don't think people should go and do that. I do receive some of it, and I don't think it's okay, because a lot of people haven't even tried to do that, and then they just go and they try to ruin other people's. So
yeah, they didn't even know what it's like, but they try to put other people down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Which you just have to basically rise above. And then obviously anybody that gives you a bad comment or whatever, you just use the block feature, which is very easy, right?
Yes.
I like that feature very much. Let's talk about you and your goals, just personally. For example, where do you see yourself, say, in 10 years? You're 11 now, Sienna. I can't believe it. You look so much older. I hope that's a compliment.
It is. I'm almost 12 anyways, so.
Okay. So I'm sure that you're probably going up for different age ranges in your work. But in terms of where you see yourself in 10 years at 21, where do you see yourself?
I see myself in college. If I am doing a lot of jobs, then maybe it'll be a college where I can kind of spread out and do it over a long more years so that I can get my modeling done, since a lot of times models stop modeling earlier and then either start acting or something. But I definitely want to go to college. I want to do my full education. I want to go to graduate school. So I really just hope that I got into a good college and that my career is going well and that I made some kind of change in our community that's benefited us.
Good. And in terms of studies, you putting your studies first for now?
A little bit, but a lot of the modeling agencies are only sending out kids on weekends and things like that. And during this pandemic, there are less jobs overall. So I've had more time to focus on school and stuff. But I have no problem with missing like a day of school if it's for something really big, but I really like to prioritize school.
Yeah, excellent. Good. And let's talk a little bit about your rejection. You said, obviously that you didn't work for 2 years, and that's not an easy feeling when you're pursuing a career and you keep getting knocked back. And I obviously know with acting how difficult that is. Tell me a bit about how you cope with rejection.
So I've gone on multiple auditions. There were about 400 kids, and I didn't get picked, or I got a call back. One time I got like 3 or 4 callbacks, and they said no. It's a little bit hard, especially if it was something that was like a passion project I could have been doing. Like there was a brand I really liked, and I got a lot of callbacks, but in the end, they didn't pick me. And a lot of things, I get a little bit sad because a lot of times I travel a lot, and I think I would get it, but I think after a while, it's more likely you're going to get jobs, and a lot of jobs actually will just pick you and won't have you audition. So, I don't really get very, very sad. I get a little bit sad, but I think, optimistic. I think that the next time there's even a better chance of getting it. And after those couple years of having maybe not enough auditions or being rejected, I think if you get a big social media following and things like that, then you will get a lot more jobs.
There you go. So even though you might not work, you think that through your social media following, you're going to get jobs. Interesting. Yeah. So your social media, that has booked you some jobs.
A lot of influencing jobs. Things like that.
Yeah, that's very good, which obviously makes up for some of the time on that. That's excellent. Let's talk about sacrifice a bit. We talked about school, but obviously when you have these auditions and when you have these jobs, you have to sacrifice some of your time. What sacrifices do you make or have you made to get to where you are?
In the summer, I usually have camps and I have to miss a lot of it to go on an audition. I have camps in the city, so not anywhere else. So it's not that hard to go for a job, but a lot of times I have to leave in the middle of something. And it's not a really big sacrifice to make, but it is kind of upsetting, especially if I don't get the job. I also had to sacrifice, like I said, school. Sometimes I won't be able to do something. Sacrifice family time with friends. I've seen it all. So, but I think, like I said, after a while, it can get easier. And if you learn how to cope with it, and if you learn how to plan your time better, maybe see which audition you don't think you would go, you don't think you would really get picked, so you don't go. So I think after you learn it, it can get better.
Yeah, you get smarter along the way, and sometimes you can make better decisions. Yeah, good. Okay, what about kids at school? You just mentioned that you've been to a new school recently, and obviously you're not homeschooled, you're actually going to school. In terms of the kids, how do they react to you? Like maybe in your last school, did you have any experiences there of kids reacting?
In my new school, a lot of kids just find my social media and they're surprised. Some people, not really people I know and like and are friends with. Some of them say that I've botted my followers, which I have not done. So a lot of times they're surprised, but I haven't received any hate in my new school. Like I will follow all my friends back. So there's not really a drama with that. In my old school, it's a little bit more focused, so a lot of kids would be not bullying me, but they would be being mean to me. And I really didn't want to go to school during those times, but I had to. It was a pretty good school for learning, but a lot of the kids didn't really understand what it was like. And I was doing that when I was starting out as a model, so that was even harder when I kept getting rejected. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess was that the reason that you changed schools? You just decided that this other school would be better for you?
Yeah, I think this school would be better. Also, it was in New York, and in middle school, I just wanted to go to maybe a bigger school, and I'm really liking it. I really like the decision I made.
Good news. Okay, let's talk about your favorite role model. Who is your favorite role model? And if you met them, what would you do with them?
I have a lot of role models for different careers, like singing, maybe Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift. But I like people who use all of their following something to make a difference. A lot of people do that. Emma Watson, Zendaya, I think, did that, and a lot of different people. So I think I might meet, if I could meet someone, it would be Gigi Hadid because she's a really good model and she's learned how to cope with a lot of different things. And I think it'd be really cool to maybe go and do a job with her. That would be like my dream thing to do. But if I wanted to do some charity work or something, maybe I would meet Emma Watson or someone else.
I like Emma Watson too, yeah. And I think that they do use their platform for good, which I think is really important in terms of being an actor. It gives you a voice, you know, when you're famous like that and people know you, it gives you a voice. So use it for good. I completely agree, and I definitely respect that as well. Let's talk about your charity work, because as I mentioned in your introduction, you love animals, you love to help animals, and you're also interested in the environment. Talk to me about what charity you support and why.
I support American Humane. A couple years ago, I got an award for getting people to donate. I, went around and I tried to get people aware of the cause, and a lot of people donated. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I like the charity because it gives a lot of the money to animals. I think more than 85%, more than 90%, which I really like that because a lot of charities were faking it and giving all the money to themselves and not actually working for the cause. I got an award for being American Humane Hero. I'm also an ambassador because I myself donated some. But I got an award for the hero, and I don't have the award on me right now, but it was really cool. I went to the party and I got to do a little speech, and it was really fun.
That's really great. I've been to some of those award parties actually in Los Angeles at the Beverly Hilton, and they're amazing parties and they're a great celebration of their work. And I love to watch all the videos. The videos of what they do and the work that they do makes me choke up. It's really wonderful work. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm so pleased that you were on the show. Is there anywhere that people can chat to you, find you? I mean, obviously, we know you have your Instagram. Maybe you want to mention your website and social media handles.
I have on Instagram, it's Sienna Grajski. My mom currently runs the account, but a lot of times, if you are commenting on my posts, on my recent posts, and if you want to talk to me about anything like that, I will usually message you because on Instagram you can message me, but I get a lot of messages, so you need to make sure that you're commenting on my post because then I'm more likely to notice that. I don't have a lot more handles. I mostly just have Instagram. I don't have a YouTube. I'm not really sure what I would do during the pandemic. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just have Instagram. I also have a TikTok, but I don't really follow people I don't know. So if you're trying to talk, I guess you can talk to me in the comments. A lot of times I will reply with a video on my TikTok if you're asking. People asked how I started modeling and things like that. So if you go on there and if you comment something like how did you start modeling or any questions about that, I will reply with a video, but I might not be able to chat with you one-on-one.
There you go. Best way to contact Sienna is comment on her Instagram post. So please go ahead and do that, chaps. She's obviously
comment on my TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah. And comment on the TikTok, absolutely. And setting an amazing example for working hard, never giving up, being persistent, helping others, especially animals and the environment. So thank you so much for being on the show and talking about everything you do. I really appreciate it because people are inspired by you and you're setting such a great example. And here at Next Generation Role Model, we love that and we really appreciate it. So thank you. And you are a Next Generation Role Model. Welcome to the team. And we're excited to have you and introduce you to the other team members. And we look forward to staying in touch and following your career and everything that you're up to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so have a nice day in New York. It's almost lunchtime there, and we will stay in touch and see you soon.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, Sienna. Really nice to meet you for the first time, and you and I will stay in touch. Bye.